Good evening. We in the Wood Party feel very strongly about the weak drafting in the present local government bill. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Stench of Truth. I predict, and it is no big surprise, that there will be continued gyrations in the market come tomorrow, next week, next month. Not only for the obvious reasons, but for the great next tidal wave to hit the markets, and that is the derivatives time bomb, which is waiting to explode all over everything. There is a great deal of talk right now about Lehman Brothers derivatives impacting the market negatively, and the derivatives market as a whole, being that it is possibly amounting to the hundreds of trillions of dollars, and even a conservative estimate places those at risk, the at-risk amount of the derivatives somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 15 trillion dollars. That's very, very conservative, but even accepting that as the basis for it, we're talking 10 to 15 trillion fucking dollars. Can you even imagine that sum of fucking money? Because I can't. I can't imagine that amount of money. How high would a stack of 10 trillion fucking dollar bills go? Would it reach to the moon? I'm sure you could find that out online, I'm sure. Anyway, there has been continued talk on ways to get the market out of the situation that it's in. And all of them point back to the same corporate fascist takeover paradigm. And I hate to use that fucking word, but the plan that has been in effect for years is finally come to a point now where I believe we've gone past the point of no return. We've reached the tipping point where all of the various forces at work have coalesced enough to allow this to happen. Definitely within this country, probably within the entire North American zone, and maybe now even throughout the world. Because there are people calling for a world currency now. If this is not a direct result of the quote-unquote New World Order, or should I say New World Fascism, then I don't know what is. Now it may be still stages, the North American Union, and then the brand new currency of the Amero to come to the rescue of the flagging dollar and to save the economy. Or it may just be an all-at-once big jump. But I can see this happening. And I can see this as being planned for years and years and years. It's the biggest fucking wet dream of the biggest corporate global elites to get everything in their fucking hands. Everything. The entire world over. And who ends up getting screwed? You, me, everybody else on this fucking planet. We're nothing but slaves. We're nothing but cattle. We're nothing but useless eaters. And all we do is expend resources according to the minds of these global purveyors of death. And what do we have? What do we have to distract us on a daily basis? Is more of the same election bullshit. Today you have Colin Powell endorsing Barack Obama for president. Well, Colin Powell is well known for taking orders and being a good guy. And that's exactly what he's doing, taking orders and being a good guy. So just, it's bred in circuses. I mean, on the one hand, you have the market throwing everybody's attention away from the election, and then you have, on the other hand, the election throwing everybody's attention away from the market. It's propaganda from every possible fucking side, and there's no end in sight. No end in sight. The market is going to continue to go through rapid ups and downs, mostly continuing down, in my opinion, until we see a resolution of this, whether it's going to be just here in the United States, whether it's going to be in North America, whether it's going to be around the fucking globe. The fact of the matter is the fascist corporate elite have reached that point, in my opinion, that tipping point, that point of no return now. And they are not going to let it slip from their grasp. So, if it calls for the Amero, if it calls for a new world currency, for the new world fucking order, then that's what's going to happen. I do not see them withdrawing their claw of taking over everything now that it is advanced as far as it has. I believe the tipping point has been reached. For definitely for the United States, probably for North America, and very definitely possibly for the world as a whole. Lastly but not least, there has been some talk about a so-called October or November surprise, and that is that Obama will be declared disqualified, either to be president, that is, either shortly before the election or very shortly after the election, because it will be determined to be true that he is not a citizen of the United States, not a natural-born citizen of the United States. I don't know whether any of that is true. I don't know whether he is a citizen or not. There's certainly been persistent rumors about that. But if that does happen, that will serve a tremendous purpose to this entire scenario, and that is to create an incredible amount of social unrest at the same time. And this way, anything they want to pass, they'll be able to. Anything they want to do, they'll be able to. And then you could see the martial law, the jackbooted thugs, and everything else in your worst fucking nightmare will come to pass. It's just another game to these people, and you're nothing but a fucking game piece. Thank you. Good night.